right, brainiacs, buckle up because it's about to get funky. Name's Hugo the Honey Badger, buzzed and ready, paws on the mic, heart in explorer mode. Let's pounce on today's mind blower. Picture a chain of islands where volcanoes built the land, ocean breezes cool the air, and giant storms are born out at sea. What place pulls that off with serious style? Hey Verde, Cabo Verde, a mid-Atlantic marvel off West Africa. No guts, no glory, this is nuts. Basic bite first. Cabo Verde is an archipelagic country. That means a bunch of islands, like beads on an ocean necklace. 10 volcanic islands in all. 9 have people living on them, and there are little islets sprinkled nearby too. Total land area is about 4,000 square kilometers. Tiny on land, huge in ocean vibes. Geography time. These islands sit way out in the Atlantic Ocean, kind of west of Senegal's Cape Verde Peninsula by a few hundred kilometers. Part of a club called Macaronesia. That's a family of far-out Atlantic island groups like the Azores, Madeira, and the Canary Islands. Ocean cousins, but cooler. But 2 island squads take the stage. Barlavento up north and east, Santo Antão, São Vicente, Santa Lucia, São Nicolau, São Boa Vista. Sotavento down south, Maio, Santiago, Fogo, Brava. Santa Lucia is the quiet one with no permanent residence. Everyone else is buzzing. Capitals and cities. Praia on Santiago runs the show as the capital and biggest city. Mindelo on São Vicente flexes a deep-water harbor and major culture energy. Espargos on Sal rides the tourism wave. And Asomada rocks the highlands of Santiago. I can almost hear the horns and drums, dude. A little language snack. The official language is Portuguese. That's for school, government, and lots of media. But Cape Verdean Creole, called Crioulo or Cabo Verde, is spoken all over daily. Different islands have their own flavors of Creole, like ice cream scoops, each one sweet and a little different. Our names matter. The country's official name is República de Cabo Verde. In 2013, the government asked the world to use the Portuguese form, Cabo Verde, even when speaking English. Some still say Cape Verde. Both pop up, but Cabo Verde is the preferred badge. History roll call. The islands were uninhabited until the 1400s. Then in 1456, Portuguese and Genoese sailors found them. And in 1462, settlers built Ribeira Grande on Santiago. Boom. First permanent European settlement in the tropics. Wild and crazy to think about that frontier life by the sea. The 1500s brought big business and big pain. The islands became a major stop in the Atlantic slave trade. Goods sailed in, enslaved people were sent across the ocean. Later on, when that evil trade declined, the islands switched lanes to mid-ocean resupply. Steamships needed coal and water, and Mandelo's harbor said, step right up, geography made a paycheck, you know. Fast forward to July 1975, independence arrived then. Since that time, the country has built a stable, semi-presidential democracy with a president and a prime minister sharing the big jobs. Elections rock, press freedom scores shine. By 2016, ratings hit some of the highest marks in Africa. Governance stars activated. The economy leans on services and tourism. Sunny islands like Sal and Boa Vista bring beach energy and hotel hustle. The currency, the escudo, is pegged to the euro. That helps with stable prices and makes trip planning easier for visitors. Smart move for a small island nation, for real. Resources are scarce though. Less than 2% of the land is good for farming. It's dry and often steep. Water is precious. That's why services, ports, airports, and brains are the superpowers, plus a giant global family. The diaspora is bigger than the island's own population, sending love and remittances back home. Climate check. Thanks to the ocean and steady trade winds, temperatures usually hang around the 20s degrees Celsius. Rain is shy, mostly in August to October, and sometimes storms dump water fast. Mountain slopes can grab moisture from clouds. That makes little green pockets where farms grow bananas and sugarcane at the base of ridges. Microclimates for the wind. And now, hold on to your fur. This next bit is bonkers. A lot of the Atlantic's biggest storms are born near these islands. Cape Verde-type hurricanes often start as wobbly waves near the archipelago, then bulk up out over warm, open water. But get this twist. Direct hurricane hits there are super rare. Since 1851, only 2, one in 1892, and Hurricane Fred in 2015. Storm nursery without many crib crashes. Perfectly perplexing. Scientists are on the case too. In 2022, NOAA even launched special Cabo Verde missions to study how those storms get started. Saharan dust, ocean heat, wind shear. It's like a recipe show, but for weather mega cakes. Speaking of wild stuff, check this out. Volcanoes built these islands. Today, the action spotlight is mostly on one star, Fogo. Pico do Fogo, the peak, towers over 2,800 meters. It has a big caldera like a giant bite taken from a cookie. It erupted in 2014, reminding everyone that Fogo is the fiery one in the family. Other islands show old lava layers, huge cliffs made by ancient landslides, and beaches with salty flats. Sal and Mayo even have wide salt pans shining like mirrors. Geology glam, baby! Dime for a tiny tug of war in the history books. Some tales say maybe African Africans or Arabs visited the islands before the Portuguese, fishermen riding currents, sails catching trade winds, but most scholars say there's no solid proof of permanent settlement. The islands were uninhabited until the 1400s. A mystery breeze swirls, but the consensus stands pretty firm. Culture sparkles here. Music scenes bounce between islands, and Creole gives poems, stories, and songs a local heartbeat. Different island flavors add rhythm. The language and the beats dance together like shore waves tapping lava rocks. Hakuna Matata, the groove is strong. Back to governance, strong democracy, clean elections, solid rule of law, anti-corruption numbers looking bright. It's a top African performer on many scoreboards, which builds trust for travel, trade, and teamwork with other countries. Health hero moment. In 2024, the World Health Organization certified Cabo Verde as malaria-free, third country in Africa to claim that badge. That's huge. Fewer fevers, more smiles, and safer journeys for everyone who calls the islands home. Back to the economy for a sec. With little farmland services scale up, ports at Mindelo and Praia stay busy, airports connect islands and continents, the euro peg to Scudo steadies prices, and a special partnership with the European Union adds teamwork power for projects and policy. High fives all around, I guess. Quick city postcard. Praia, the capital, runs government and business. Mindelo keeps the harbor humming and culture glowing. Espargos powers the vacation machine on Sal. Asomada brings mountain market energy. Each island is like a different track on the same awesome playlist. Personal daydream download. Standing on a cliff on Fogo. Wind in the fur. Eyes on the blue horizon. It clicks. Location shaped the story. First a slave trade hub, then a resupply stop for steamships. Now a service and tourism engine. Geography didn't just draw the map. It wrote whole chapters. I'm on the hunt for knowledge, and this is the honey spot. Every island group has contrast. Sal, Boa Vista, and Mayo lie flatter and drier. Beach days galore. Others rise up rugged with terrace farms tucked into wetter valleys where clouds gift a little extra drip. Same sky, different vibes. Okay, switching rivers. On signal fact, the time zone is UTC minus 1 hour, drives on the right, country code 238, domain.cv. The national motto says unity, work, progress. Sounds like a solid game plan for small islands with big dreams. And because honey badgers love resilience, Cabo Verde keeps steady even when shocks hit. Droughts, storm worries, tourism slowdowns, strong institutions, and a global family help steady the ship. Bear with me, this gets wild. Small can be mighty when the crew rows in rhythm. Brain teaser time. How can a place that helps launch mega hurricanes barely get hit by them? Answer. The storms usually grow big only after moving far west into warmer waters. Geography judo. A tricky move that flips the script. Final flavor burst. The anthem is called Chant of Freedom. The spirit shows up in music, in Creole, in city streets and mountain trails. From Ribera Grande's old stones to Mindelo's harbor lights, history and hope shake pause and dance. Okay, now here's where it gets extra spicy. Next adventure idea pops into the brain pan. Volcanic islands again, but farther north. The Azores maybe. Cloud-capped peaks, ocean arcs, basalt bling. Let's race in. Someday soon. Oh, that was a wild ride. And that's the tail end of that tale. For real, stay curious, little one. Get in the zone. It's honey badger time again after a nap. Okay, time to hit the burrow and nap on that knowledge.